It's gone. Where is it? I took my circuits in. 116 pounds. Look at that. Woo! I'm rich. A whole 20 cents a pound in Canada. That was 2 buckets. We're in here. It's cooking. Look at that nice clean glass. It's almost 60. Warm enough. My insulating job's doing a great job. I don't feel the draft. The wind's hitting that door. Man, oh man. By the time I'm ready to go on the ground, this garage might be sealed up enough to heat with a candle. You know, I just need to do this window up. Yeah. These are windows off a storm door, and I just put it in place because there's glass missing. I don't think I'm running out of heaters. That's a heater. That's a heater. That's a heater. That's just a fan. Everything's scrap, you know. Everything I got at the curb except that. It's all curb stuff. Yeah, not the tarps. I purchased those. You don't find them at the curb. If you do, they're probably garbage. So, but yeah, the stereo, the batteries, fans, saw blades I purchased. Actually, some of them I found in the garbage. They just weren't tired. I don't even know what brand that one is. See? Don't know what brand that is. I've never had that one. But it still has life in it, so I use it. But yeah. Found that at the curb. Rolling thing at the curb. Ladder at the curb. Actually, all them hydro cords at the curb. Shop vac at the curb. And this one I put a box on it. Step ladder at the curb. I purchased that. That was not at the curb. Some of the stuff over here was at the curb. Just giving you an idea what people throw out. One of them was at the curb. Battery chargers. This is extension flexible lamp, light lamp at the curb. That winch, the air horn. That motor that's up there, that's a jack for a trailer. There's another flexible extension magnifier. Is at the curb. That was a used air compressor that I got from a buddy almost 40 years ago. It's a Craftsman 3/4 horsepower, no tank. He used to use it for painting cars. He gave it to me. That jack was at the curb. This thing was at the curb. The jacks down below are at the curb. Like I said, people throw poop out. Those booster cables, which are all good and they're heavy clamps, they're at the curb. Weed whacker. Transfer pump. Everything in these buckets is taken from stuff at the curb. Like I said, the wood stove did purchase the wood rack. Firewood was not at the curb. But that was fireplace set. I got a couple of those kicking around. They're at the curb. You don't find good pipe at the curb, so that was purchased. But like I said, the stove was. That stainless steel was at the curb. I folded that and see, that's a fireplace insert, and this is where the blower came out of. I wanted it more to shoot at the floor, so it would send the heat farther over, so it does that job. And it works good. And it'll never rust out because that is non-magnetic stainless and very hard to cut. TVs and fans that are up there were at the curb. Tarps I had given to me. I had 5 of them, sold 4 of them. Lawnmower I purchased 14 some years ago. I think it was 14 years ago. Maybe longer. Curb. Yeah, like I can go on and on and on, man. That's just in the garage. Garbage cans were not at the curb. One was, that one. That one was in the dumpster full of garbage. So I emptied it out and took it with me. There's nothing wrong with it. Why would you throw that out? That's like an $80 bucket. That serves its purpose. Yes, I do go dumpster diving once in a while. Not that often. And it's not, there is one where my wife was videotaping me in the dumpster. That thing was at the curb. The wife claimed it. That little that little garden wheelbarrow wagon thingy, that was at the curb. Nothing wrong with it. I looked at her. That little bench was at the curb. She painted it up. She loves its decoration. You generally see it sitting right there by that cowbell in the summertime. So yeah, so some of these totes are at the curb. I don't buy totes, so pails were at the curb. All my pails, I have not bought any of those white pails, like the 5-gallon, 3-gallon pails, 20-liter, 18-liter, that steel pail. Even those I found at the curb, galvanized pails. I use them for my wood stove ash. Works great because they're steel. I have, I don't know how many buckets. And when they do break, they get thrown in the blue box. All those buckets. Oh, sorry, I can't say the red ones. The red ones were dog treats over the years. They just had a little plastic wrapper saying what they were. They were dog treats. So we hung on to them. The yellow one, I don't know where that one came from. But the red buckets had the dog treats. So, and pails like these, I have 4 or 5 of them with lids. They came from a company in Burlington, Ontario, where they throw in all the little trinkets. It's a company that makes the steel grating, you know, for over manholes and stuff, like walkway grating. You have a drain on the ground, and it's, I'd have to show you what it looks like, but you get the idea. Stairs are generally made out of it, so snow and ice and water just drips through. But anyways, those pails held all the clips. I asked to buy a couple. They gave me a couple. Said, here, take them with the lids. I got them mainly because I used to keep, I still keep peanuts in them for the animals. Peanuts in the shell. Not much left in there. But I don't know if you can see which one it is. That red one there. See how it's chewed right there? Well, the lid had a big hole in it too. From the squirrels, because when we first moved here, let me show you where we hang our clothes, that little shelf there. I used to keep the bird feed and peanuts sitting right there. Little buggers were impatient and they couldn't wait for me to feed them, so they chewed through plastic. So I come across those pails, and then this one here I bought strictly for the bird feed. It latches shut. This little lever here, you gotta pull to open it, see? So they can't get it pushed open. Because I've had the little buggers, a coon actually, I think, flipped that over one time and the lid popped off because I didn't have it crimped. Because these actually, if you push them in, they crimp shut. The holes are there for your screwdriver to open it up. Normally they're crimped shut when they're shipped, and then the customer opens them with a screwdriver, you know what I mean? We used to get, when I was a kid, we used to get honey in cans like that, and we always had to open it with a screwdriver. But I know I'm rambling. But anyways, that's all I get over here is 20 cents a pound. And the reason why you don't see my hatchet, I dropped it off this morning on the way to this place. I dropped it off to a fab shop, and I talked to the owner, and the owner passed away. It's his right-hand man, put it that way, his partner in crime. Probably runs the business now anyways. But anyways, he's going to weld it up for me. He looked at it. He said, stainless steel bolts? I says, yeah. He says, yeah. He says, they're not strong enough for that. Dan, that's what he told me. Him and I have known each other for 30 years. So I said, well, I thought they might have been, but he says no. He says they're not strong enough for that type of work. So he said no problem. He's going to weld it up exactly the way I had it bolted together. So we'll see. He said give me a half hour. I'm back home. That was half hour ago. I said I'll see you around after lunch or something like that. So we'll pick it up then. So in the meantime, I was playing with it, as you can see. I got rid of a bunch of transformers yesterday. I did a bunch of microwave transformers yesterday that even if they're half and half, I'd take apart. There's the copper. Everybody recognizes that copper out of a microwave transformer. See? Nice and heavy. Now, one was complete dual copper, as you can tell. See, normally if it's half and half, this one's copper, that one's aluminum. But as you can see, that one's copper also. So, and then of course the aluminum ones, they got put in here. There they are there. See, normally the fat one's aluminum. They're in there. But yeah, if the transformer's half and half, I will take it apart too, because that hunk of copper's worth it, I think. So I gotta get this bad boy out one of these days. He's almost the depth of that bucket, and he is all copper, as you can see. There's some serious pounding on him. Anyways, I gotta get to work and gibber gabbing. I'll show you my axe when it comes back. My hatchet, my motor cutter, whatever. Well, I don't know if anyone else takes vacuums apart. Everybody knows I do. This one here happened to be nice cast aluminum. This would be the top. Something like that. That was on there somehow, and that was there. Yeah, I didn't film it, didn't think you'd be interested. And then these are, this one actually had a dual, that's why it sucks so well. Brass fittings for the bushings. Nice copper motor. That one. Yeah. It's hard to say if those windings have come out. You can't tell. If you can see through them, they're generally simple. Otherwise, it might have to go in there to cook. But there's a lot of varnish on there. Look, Christmas green varnish, what they colored it with. See, I scratched it to make sure it was copper, and everybody knows that's all copper with bars. That's what the brushes ride on. You know, when the motor's together, the brushes are in this thing, and then they sit right there. See? And then the brushes ride on. So, but anyways, that's a canister vac, an older model, clean cast aluminum, clean sheet, copper motor. I have to take apart yet. Got some more rotors there. You've seen what was in the bin outside. These go as sheet aluminum. Add up if you get a bunch of them. Like, I'm not saying take canister vacs or upright vacuums I do not touch. Canister vacs I do, because they generally have a copper motor in them. And this is a really old model when the whole body is cast aluminum. So I'm getting cast, copper, brass, sheet. The hydro cord, I got that off. It's already in there. Oh, look what's back. Used to be a smiley face on that. He even put a new bolt on just to line it up. Look at that, all welded up. Yeah, he just called me. It's what now, 11:30. He said, come and get it. Okay, thank you, sir. This is no issues, because I wasn't sure if he could weld the two, because that's two different grades of steel. And well, that actually looks like stainless weld. So maybe that's what he did. But anyways, the guys at the shop were all talking about it, because the main man that I talked to was walking around with this in his hand, and he was looking at him. If you don't get to work, you're getting axed. So yeah, it's a little bit of a talk around the shop right now. Oh, you're the one with the hatchet. So the guy who welded it up for me, I explained to him what I was using it for. I said, don't worry, it's not being used on a human or an animal. It's being used on a motor. So we're going to find out how well it works. So anyways, vacuum cleaners. Do you do them or don't waste your time? Well, I'm not paid for my time, so it's not really a waste. It's bills that get paid for my time. You know, I put my time into it and pay my bills. So that's where it goes. I still never did find out about the lead, what it was worth. There's a couple nice sticks in there. The seal, the lead, that's a seal when you put pipes together. They seal it with lead. So anyways, I'm holding you up long enough. Oh, isn't that pretty? It's nice and warm in here, going 11:30. I just put more wood on.